Mahmoud Sami, the inspector from the Supreme Council of Antiquities, to talk to us more about it. Good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
Mr. Mahmoud, let me ask you first about the beginnings or the early beginnings of the museum, and in which sense we can say it is different from any other Islamic museum around the world.
Actually, the Islamic Museum or the Egyptian Museum of Islamic Art is a very rare museum around the world because it's the only museum who consists a lot of artifacts from all the Islamic countries around the world. Not only the Egyptian artifacts, also the Persian, the Turkish, and from all over the Islamic world. And the beginning of the museum was with Max Hertz. He was an architect in Awqaf Ministry, and he decided to make the beginning of the museum, or he called it the House of the Arab Antiquities, in Al-Hakim Mosque in Muiz Street. And after that he decided and he requests Awqaf Ministry to build a larger museum in Bab al-Louq Square, and they decided to build it, and they start, the beginning was 1889 to build the museum, and opened 1903. And the museum consists of 3 floors: basement as a store and restoration area, and the second floor for the exhibitions, and the third floor used as big store for the ceramic artifacts and the bookstore, because behind the museum there is a building for the books house, or called Arab Books House, has been opened 3 years ago in a renovation, big renovation. So the collection of the museum in the beginning was very small collection, only 4,000 pieces. But from the beginning, 1903 till 1970s, they start to increase the collection through excavations, through purchasing artifacts from several persons, and as well the donating by the mother of Khedive Ismail. So the collection now is about 100,002 artifacts from metal work, wooden work, and ceramics, and the metal work of the Mamluks. It's the most, the finest artifacts in the museum. So this was the beginning of the Islamic Museum right now.
There are 25 galleries in this museum. As you said, more than 100,000 artifacts from different eras of the Islamic period, and from different places from all over the Islamic world. Talk to us more about the artifacts on display. You mentioned the Mamluks. What else?
Mamluks and the carpets, the Persian carpets and Turkish carpets as well. The Turkish textile. In room 20 and 21, and they can find the jewelries of the Fatimid period in room 2 and 3, and in room 1 they will find the wooden work of the Umayyad and Abbasid and the Fatimid as well. So, and the most fabulous artifact in the museum is the Bronze Era of Marwan ibn Muhammad Khalifa, and he has been killed in Egypt in Abu Sir, and they found this ewer near the place he has been killed. So probably this ewer belongs to him, was one of his staff during the battle. So we designed 25 rooms in the museum, and the most fabulous one as well is the room of the astrolabs, or the science, astronomy science, consists astrolab, and the room 25 consists of the medicine equipments and medicine manuscripts in the Islamic Museum as well.
Mr. Mahmoud, tell us more about the renovations that have taken place over the 8 years, especially that Minister of Culture, Farouk Hosni, said major changes have been introduced. What changes?
Actually, after 100 years, we mean 2003, the building became very weak, and the building, some parts start to collapse, and it was a big problem for the Supreme Council and the Ministry of Culture. When they started renovations, they faced a lot of problems. So once they solve one issue, another issue appear. The foundation of the building, the columns, the walls, and the problems become bigger and bigger after the renovation of the house book itself, because the house book also is from the same date. So the building, after renovation of the house book, start to make some problems to the building of the Islamic Museum. So they start to renovate the foundation. This was the most problem for the Supreme Council. The building itself, the artifacts, there is no problem with the artifacts, but the main problem was with the building itself, because the building became like old man. So no solution. But as Dr. Zay Hawass said, the Egyptian insists to do something, and they did it. So they start to renovate all the walls, the foundation and the water, groundwater, and has been solved till they renew all the building. And after that, they start to do the interior design regarding the showcases. And the most important thing in the museum that the interior design of the museum make us highlights on the Islamic style in the fine arts, and using the showcases, the most high-tech showcases, as well the most modern way of design in the interior design of the showcases.
So of course we have to ask about the money. What's the cost behind the restoration of the old man, as you said?
Actually, when you try to open a museum or renovation for any museum, you don't think in any money, because we are not spending money for nothing. We are spending money for cultural heritage.
But how much?
Actually,
you have an estimate?
The estimate I cannot say, because this is a matter of a project sector, but we cannot say it. But whatever the money, for example, the other museum cost millions, over 50 million in renovation. So I think Islamic Museum during 7 years cost a lot more. But from the point of view of cultural heritage and preserving our monuments, it's nothing, okay? Because all the monuments we have in the museum, it's very rare and from around all the world. So we have to preserve it, and we have to spend the money and the effort to preserve the monuments.
Sure.
The museum also organizes exhibits outside the country.
Yeah.
So how this, or to which extent these exhibits are important in attracting visitors from all around the world?
Yeah, actually all the exhibitions around the world, Egyptian exhibition abroad, it's like ambassadors for the Supreme Council and for our culture. So all these exhibitions try to attract all the people. For example, we have some exhibition now for some years abroad, and bring us back income. We use this income for the renovation of the museum, for projects, for new museum, because you know the Supreme Council planning to open about 16 museums in Egypt. Greek-Roman Museum, Sharm el-Sheikh, Port Said, Suez Museum. All these museums need a fundraising, and we are trying to find the fund for that. So the exhibition abroad is one way to find the fundraising for all these museums.
Is the Islamic Museum open now to the public?
Yes. After since 3 days it been opened, and actually there is a good number of visitors, and the visitors, they are very happy to do it. And as well, you know, the Islamic Museum is a part of historical Cairo, so it's like a gate for the historical Cairo. First you visit the museum, and after that you go to visit Mu'ez and Hussein and the other street, all these parts. So it's like a gate for the visitor, and as well a gate for all the world to understand the Islamic culture through our artifacts.
The museum used to attract several thousands of visitors in the old days. So what about after the renovation? Now number of visitors increased?
Yeah, as well the visitors number increased, and we never expect this number of visitors. Although has been open only 3 days, the visitors increasing so much, and they are very happy, and now the companies start to make reservation. It's a very good thing for us, because we worked so hard during 7 years, and we start to find our museum become bigger and the visitor increasing. So we are very happy for that, and the visitor increasing every day.
Well, we're happy too that Islamic art now is being displayed because this is again an important era in the Egyptian history, just like the pharaohs and pharaonic monuments. So we hope it attracts more tourists and of course more Egyptians to learn more about their heritage and about their country.
Hopefully, inshallah.
Hopefully. We thank you very much, Mr. Mahmoud Sami, Inspector from the Supreme Council of Antiquities. Thank you very much for being with us today. Well, now we're going to move to another report. The Red Sea Governorate Folklore and Arts was the main focus of a recent festival that was held in the Suez Governorate. Tagrit Hussein has the details.